Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Snowrunner, Season 16. Hey, Rio. Welcome in. So, we are going to continue on, see how far we get, and what kind of trouble we can get into. We need 4 cement and 4 packaged sand delivered pretty much right here where I'm at. But that means we got to go get it. So, I think we're going to take the little Mercer here, and we're going to go get it. But first, we're going to bring time of day around. Here's HR. We know who that one is. And he may come out as the real planet, but we know who he is. So, let's bring it back around the morning here, because it is 10 o'clock at night. Fire up the engine on the old Mercer. Oh, the old Mercer does not have a crane to be able to pick up the sand from the side of the road. So we may have to change plans a little bit. Not gotten it. I was pretty sure HR approved your raise. It got pushed on to payroll. I'm not sure who's in charge of payroll. Payroll said no. Man, that's harsh. Must be because of all the vacation time you asked for, Rio. You know, using school as an excuse to skip out on work. I mean, really? Like you need an education to drive trucks. I don't know if I can put a crane on the Mercer or not, but we're going to find out. Need that raise to feed your starving baby duck. She's the last of her species, and she needs the money for her cancer treatment. Wow, that's unfortunate. You know what'll help her out a lot? An axe and some honey barbecue. I'm just throwing that out there, man. And some fryers. Not big enough yet, sadly. Oh, she's plenty big enough. They ain't got to be that big to eat them. Haha. All right, let's see now. I do believe that I have a trailer full of sand over here already. Sitting right on the side of the road right here. Which means we just need to get the cement. All right. Let's ride. Michelle, you got the first like in there? Thank you, sir. So, if you guys haven't noticed, I started the community thing and put a poll in there. The same poll is also on my Discord. About on January 12th will be my 1 year YouTube anniversary. And the poll is in reference to, would you like to see me do a live remake of the video that started it all? So feel free to jump in on that poll. Obviously, the one on Discord, you have to be a member of the Discord to join. And you've got to be a subscriber on YouTube to do that one. But you should be able to jump in there and cast your vote. Winning vote will win. Obviously, the winning vote will win. But I've got it set so that you guys have 2 weeks to get your votes in. Because I'm doing it now. So far on YouTube, it's 100% yes. Nice. The reason I'm doing it now is because in order to get to that particular part on that map, it's going to take me a little bit to get there. So I need to be able to have some time to play through to get to that contract on the map prior to that date. What was my first video? It was a mod map by Remo667 called the Pembina Oil Fields. And it was a particular contract that was labeled a plane in the butt. Yeah, we can possibly do that as a multiplayer thing to get it rolling. It will probably be, yep, a plane in the butt with 2 T's. If you look, like I said, it is the very first YouTube video that I did. So if you click on there and select videos and sort by oldest, it'll be the first one you see. And you'll be able to see the difference in the quality and the difference in the way in which I interacted and spoke on the video. Really? Stop missing your turn. They're taking a left turn. They're taking another left turn. Cast metal chair. 1 year of Snowrunner patches. You summon flip on even ground. No flippy. No flippy McFlip flip. Witchcraft. That craft. No getting. I cast wasn't me. Hey, JL. You did it, Mason. You cast it. Ah, it's going pretty good. Just started, so you didn't miss a whole lot. Just me driving to the garage and putting a crane on here. Which is nice that the crane still fits with the spare tires. So you don't lose your spare tires to put the crane on. I just missed the good stuff though. RXY, hello. Mercer the Medical. Yeah, this Mercer is a good little truck. Cement. 3 there, 1 there. Close that. And crane mode. The mini pickle. Going good, RXY. How about yourself? Pinnacle. Pinnacle. Yeah, I really do need to put the company colors on her, don't I? McDonald's paint job? Yep. Plus vinyl stickers. Baba vroom vroom. Alright, now we're going to do this. Park this guy over here in this lane. Unpack. Detach. And crane mode. That was almost bad. Little close for comfort on that. Hello, Miss Lisa. Now I'm stacking it from the back instead of from the front, so that as I unload the first 4 of the sand, it always unloads from the rear. These will drop down into those empty slots. Just make the repack easy. Yep, there's 5 sand, I only need 4. But then these 4 cement are going to drop down into those spots. Did I answer your how am I question, Lisa? I'm doing just fine. How about you? Just Buffalo? Nice. Glad to hear it. Napoleon Bonaparte. Hello. Got a text from payroll. What could it be? Just trying to get done with the game with everything free and then do it again with your main gameplay. Nice. Lots of overloading. Fan of overload. Yeah. If you really enjoy the overloading, this is definitely the region for you. Hey neighbor, good day, mate. So, funny story. My way home from work, I stop at the same gas station all the time. And I walk in the door. It's 4:30 p.m. here. And the guy behind the counter, as I walk in, says, "Good morning." And then he changed it to "Good afternoon," right? And I told him, I says, it didn't even faze me when you said "good morning." And I told him, I said, I stream on YouTube. I said, I got a lot of subscribers that are like from Australia and Japan and stuff like that. And he says, "Oh, really?" He says, "What do you stream?" So I told him, and he immediately looked me up and subscribed to me. Right there at the gas station. Just a general conversation starting because he said good morning instead of good afternoon. It's always morning somewhere. Yes, it is. He may be in the midst as we speak. He might be. I don't know what time he was supposed to get off of work, but I suppose he could have it pulled up on his phone. In which case, he is more than welcome. From talking to him a little bit, I guess he used to stream. So, I'm not sure what it was that he streamed. I'll have to look later. Because he is showing in my list of visible subscribers. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. At least that's what Alan Jackson and Jimmy Buffett said. Ah, 1 minute. The joys of living out in the semi-country with a dog whose flea medication hasn't kicked in yet. He comes inside with fleas on him, and inevitably they jump on me when he's laying next to me. Usually about one a day I end up doing away with. They say it takes a couple of doses for the flea medication to kick in all the way. A couple of good singers right there, absolutely. Couple of my faves. Dog gives you a few ticks a year. $7:30 o'clock. No, I got a pest control company that comes around, and they do a pretty good job at keeping the tick population down. 5:22 p.m. for Lisa. She's an hour behind me. So that should tell you all what time it is for me. $18:22. Yeah, you're in the same time zone as I am. I'm fairly certain I'm still going to have to go all the way back out and get some more sand out at the sand factory. I have not hauled a bunch of it over like I did in my reversal playthrough. Yep, Michigan. Nice. Me too. Got a couple of Michiganders in here. Indiana. Yeah, the sand quarry. Yeah, see? That's the place. That's the ticket, see? Oh, look at that. Who was the guy that was smart enough to put a fuel trailer right here, halfway through? Almost like it'd be a good spot for one, huh? Steve, I bet. No, because this is my solo playthrough. Now, if this was the region reversal one, we could probably blame Steve for some of it. It's a bad Rio. He could sneak in. Nah, Steve couldn't sneak in. It would be easier for Rio to, or not Rio, but Ian to sneak in than Steve. Steve needs a code. Ian don't need a code. But then I would have to select multiplayer anyhow for either one of them. No sneaking in. Sam's still down there working on his bones. It'd take him a little bit to get through that one, I think. To the gulag with you, Rio. To the gulag. So we have a gulag here, huh? I know a guy that's got a naughty corner. That would be a guy by the name of Rusty Champagne. He's another one of those guys, much like Neighbor and JJ, MJ, Adam, Rex. Another one of those guys that's given me a few shout outs and helped me get started. And he does a lot of the independent type games. Go check him out. Well worth it. I started watching him. He was playing a game called Center Station Simulator. It's one of those crafting games where you literally craft everything in the game. As no question, someone on the team built it. That's a lot of weight for this little guy to be toting up this hill. But he does it. Now before I deliver this, I need to check and see what percentage we're at, so we can see what percentage we'll get to by the end. We're going to go all the way around the building so we're facing outward when we're done. Gotta go? Alright, JL, you have yourself a good evening. And we will see you later. 45.5%. Now we're beyond that. I was up there in the 70s. All right, we are at 75% currently. So we'll have to see where we're at the end of the night. Look at that. Almost like I knew how that would unload. Preparations finished before the first snow. On behalf of the whole Forest Service, we thank you for being so reliable. You've come to our help once again by delivering the supplies on time. So, now we're all set for winter. The reward for your efforts is already waiting. Make sure to check it out. 2,370 XP, 23,700 cash. All right. Accident site in Solis Bay, cement ×4, underground path. Let's see how many stages there are to the underground path. It needs 4 cement, 3 concrete slabs, and a water carrier trailer. All right. So cement easy, concrete slabs. Do I have any in the plant? How many do I have? I have 8 cement there, so I can craft them. Do I have a truck nearby that can haul them? CK, no. Tatra, not really my favorite choice. And it would only haul 1 anyhow. But over by the dam, no. That's an earth roamer. Nothing there. HX just has a crane, logging crane on it. That is my bald tire Taiga. He's got the towing package on him. Z Chimera. I'm not sure what's on there. And an Atom. So really I don't have anything that I can pick those up with here. Well, you know what? Let's get the cement delivered first. But I'm going to bring this Taiga back. And we will use the Taiga for the concrete slabs, but it's got to get refitted. So let's take the Taiga back right now. I haven't really had a Taiga out on this map. But it needs to get beefed up a little bit. Bare bones stock is no longer the plan of the day. Customize. We're going to do the paint job first so I don't forget. Okay, and then gearbox. Suspension. Holy cow, how many stock suspensions do I need for that thing? Tires. Jet 2s. Or I'm not a big fan of the balloon tires, just they're not really as good in mud as you would think they are because you float on top of it. I'll go with them ones. I don't know if I can do a spare wheel with the crane. We'll come back to that. Okay, we've already got a low saddle on there. Oh, crane, haha. Now we'll see. Ooh, good. I can do the spare wheel with the crane. Rooftop. Because there is no roof rack for this guy. I don't mess with the horns because they're just visual only. But I do like my route searcher stickers. All right. Windshield. I don't know if I got any hood ornaments that... Oh, see. Let's take the little dash hound with us. There's a guy out there that calls them Beans. I kind of like the name Beans. There we go. Semi-trailer, 6 slot. Okay, he's ready to go. I'm going to drop this extra sand off down by the fuel carrier trailer. Then we'll go after some cement and head to the accident site. OHD 1s are the best if you're hauling cargo? Okay. I will give that one a shot. Thank you, neighbor. I was so focused on throwing stuff on there, I didn't even see the message pop up. That's why I keep my phone pulled up next to me so that I can see the messages that have faded off my screen. Time of day, 6 a.m. So do me a favor and remind me to change my tires out when we transfer back to the Tega. Texting and driving? Nope. Just reading chat and driving. I kind of wish I could change the setting and get it up on the to stay on my screen a little bit longer than it does. Wish you had light when you get to work at 6 a.m. Yeah, we don't start until 7 a.m., but I'm always at our shop at about 10 to 6 because occasionally he asks me to start early. And like whenever he leaves to go on a business trip or something, I'm the one that has to open everything and turn all the machines on. So I just always get there just a little bit before 6. Nice 5 a.m. wake up call for me. But that typically gives me that time where I get to the shop early and then I sit in the break room and watch Neighbor or somebody else in the morning. Oh, gotta unpack that first. Crane. Love the early morning vibe though. Well, if I had time to just like sit out on my porch and enjoy the early morning vibe, absolutely. When I get up, let the dog out, shave, let the dog in, eat breakfast, and me and the dog head out the door, then deal with traffic for half an hour. Yeah, there's not much of an early morning vibe to that. Only if it's not Monday. Everybody wants 4 cement. Pretty sure we got the this underground pass done on my season reversal playthrough. Almost puff 30. Good with cereal, that's why. And empty containers. Alright, I'm missing something somewhere here. Hero says, yep, we did. Kind of thought we did. That's why yo-yos shall inherit the earth. Because they can handle the ups and downs. Oh yeah, everyone wants cement and empty containers. Now I got fuel in town, so I'm not worried about grabbing it right now. Now who left that in the middle of the road? I was actually going to move that after I got loaded, and then I never did. I was going to hook back up to it and move it off to the side. Now it'll just sit forever in the middle of the road. Unless I happen to come by with a truck with a low saddle and nothing on board. One, two, three, and four. Really? Sheesh. Apparently it was not a good spot to stop and readjust my aim. Hello, Adam. There's a very good chance that I'm dragging that sign with me. But maybe not. Hope everyone has an awesome stream. Stopping by on the way to the baseball game. Watch party. Oh, nice. Well, thanks for popping in there, Adam. So hit that like. Let's go, Blue Jays. Who is it again? The Blue Jays and who else? Oh. No, I didn't want all-wheel drive still on. Thank you, Napoleon. Good looking out. I tend to forget about that when I get onto the good roads. Ah, the Dodgers. All right, see you, Adam. Enjoy the game. Yeah, change the tank tires to OHDs. OHD ones. Now, I'm not taking my shortcut in here just to get to the fuel, because with this trailer, it'll get hung up. One thing with a 2-slot sideboard bed. Whole different ball game with a long trailer. Oh, 1 second, I gotta let Sam out. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Uh-oh, what's wrong with me? I started the engine and then I took the parking brake off. That's the wrong order. Whew. I mean, that's a lot of weight for this little truck. I can't complain that it's getting pushed around going down them hills. I just got to be ready for it. Take them a little slower. Alright, it's just about time for the Mercer to put in some real work. Got a swamp to go through. This little guy just plodding right through here. There's some bigger trucks than this that struggle with this spot. Evening, Ian. White Western Star is your main. I don't know why my phone is doing stupid stuff again. Give me 1 second. I got to get rid of this crap Google decided had to show up on my screen. Okay. That's gone. One, two, three, and four. Stage complete. Now we'll get this guy up out of the way. And go change the tires on the Tega and pick up some concrete slabs. What do you think? Think we can climb back up the way we came down? The rocks could make it a little hairy. Does the Mercer have it in it? Oh yeah, look at that. Never doubt the Mercer. Mountain goat. Okay, global map. National Park. Tega. Enter. And detach. OHD ones. So what? Yeah, I think I like those OHD ones better than those OHD ones. I mean, stats are going to be pretty much the same between them, but one, I already own these ones, and I like the looks of them better. You know, considering prior to completing that last one, we were at exactly 75%. That's a lot of time and hours and miles put for only 3/4 of the region. Oof. Just missed that thing. Came in there a little hot. Yeah, how many concrete slabs are over here anyhow? 3. Ha! I don't have to go all the way there. Guess where we're going, guys? I can't really get through there, so we'll back up and head on down the hill here. Got to get her off the guardrail. Get off the guardrail. There may be some reversing interference from the crane. But it looks like only in the one direction. Now, I cannot take credit for this shortcut. This, I believe, was Steve that showed this one to me, I believe. Might have been Ian. But I didn't find this one on my own. Let's speed this process up a bit. Who's ready for Halloween? Well, if y'all are going to give me candy, I'll say I'm ready. I like candy. Candy and cake make the world go round. Ooh, ow. 45. That was an awful harsh hit. Rookie numbers. All right, we need slabs. Dip our nose into the box over here and take care of that 45 points of damage off the engine there. And bring it back around in the morning because it gets awful dark on this map at night for some reason. Everyone's been there? Yep. Alright. Just because I always mess this turn up. There we go. There's a heck of a spot for it to decide to shift. Oh, that sounds like Sam out there barking to come back in. So give me 1 second, folks, while I let them in. Hydrate. Drink them if you got them. If you ain't got them, go get them. See if we can maintain high range. Nope. Now this next turn up here can be tricky. I have flipped there before. Whew. Hate that turn. But that is another one of the nice things about this trailer. Again, the landing gear set up awful high, and it tends to be a little bit more stable than the blue ones. But the bad thing about this particular trailer pack is when you're disconnected from them, these trailers have no winch points. Don't want to get going too fast. It's when you lose it. Alright, let's see if the Tega can pull 3 concrete slabs up this hill that nothing seems to like to go up this hill with any kind of a load. Not in high range, we ain't. Come on. Come on. Navistar would chew it up. Navistar wouldn't make it. It would be out of fuel already. I love the Navistar, but it just drinks the fuel. And has no roof rack. Any truck as thirsty as that is should have a roof rack. Oop. Come on. Trade the spare on the Navistar for extra fuel any day? Oh, absolutely. Anybody that knows how to... Hey, Thomas Doherty. Yeah, good full truck. Yeah, anybody that's played this game long enough knows how to drive without popping a tire. I mean, a spare's nice to have, but if you got to choose between a spare and fuel, take the fuel. See if I got enough fuel to get around in my fuel trailer. I might be pushing my luck. $8 gallons. 1/11 of a tank. 6. Whew. 5 gallons. Oof. Did not have enough in there to fill me up. That's got to go get swapped out. I don't know if this thing's got any in it or not. It's got 6 gallons. We'll take it. It's got enough to get me around to my other fuel carrier trailer. Now this said it wanted the water carrier trailer. It didn't say anything about wanting water. Of course, I may have enough in the dairy special for whatever needs they might have, water-wise, should they require it. Slide around the curve a little bit. That's a pretty good downhill slope right there. Fuel station. The U.S. military figures out what we're good at and makes weapons around that. Pretty much. That's kind of the way, I mean, that's what it should work. You figure out what your guys are good at, and then you make the equipment to add on to those strengths. Protect the weaknesses and add to the strengths. to kind of muscle it back a little bit. Go out the other driveway. Just because my turning radius with the crane on here, not the greatest. I can turn this way just fine. Just don't like to go the other way. No, I didn't touch them. Wasn't anywhere near them. The ghost from the Umbrella Academy. Yeah, see, don't try to cut that corner because there's that ditch right there. That'll get you. Some stuff just is not worth the effort. Wait a minute, where is the dairy special? Thought the tail was going to wag the dog for a moment there. Slowed down just in time. Yeah. That'll definitely start wagging on you. Yeah, I gotta say, I think maybe neighbor made the right call on pointing out the OHD ones. They pulled through the mud pretty good. Oof, just missed that sign. All right, 1, 2, and 3. See, it just says water carrier trailer. It doesn't say nothing at all about water. All right. The water carrier trailer, I am fairly certain, is the other one up at the factory. Yes. I have nothing up there to pull it with. Good question. Where is the dairy special? Ooh, I got it. Both my FLDs are fairly close, so 84%, 85%. Guess 6 1/2 dozen or the other. Actually, I'm going to drive the other one because I will swing by while I'm over there. I'll pick up some metal beams to throw in the back for some weight. Help me get across the mud quicker. I'd rather not drive a bobtail across the mud puddle. Ooh. Ow. Rock sticking up out of the mud. Yeah, yes, it's a dolly trailer, and I can hook that up. Hello, Steel. Silly work. Real life and all that. Why does real life have to take precedence over video games? Yeah, it depends on how far that sideboard bed goes back behind the truck frame. And how long the tongue on the trailer is. And don't they understand there's loads that need to be shipped and trucks pulled from swamps? I think they understand, they just don't care. We found out the hard way, drove your A's off across the map to find out you couldn't hook up. So did you finally get the 64131? That's the one that RDJ was driving the other day. 8-wheeler, flat nose, goes through anything. Taking these with me for weight and because I'm sure I'll need them for something else on the other side. Too far away. That's going to be too far away there too. Now I'm too far the other direction. Nope, there we go. Aha! Sold 2 unused scouts to purchase it. Oh, cool. No, Mason, the armored one is the 5319. Went and found the Tug's 420. This thing's a beast, but you can't hook a trailer to it. Yeah. You get them confused. They're both outstanding trucks. Yes, there are two of them there. You got one in the Rift and the other one in Zimnogorsk. You only got the one in Zimnogorsk? Yeah, that's the free one. The one in the Rift is the one. I mean, it's an easy task, sort of, if you have the right vehicle. You got to pull it out of a crevice. Some genius thought that down in the crack in the ground was the place to put one. Getting dark again. Darkish. Got Big Blue. Use the 420 to pull the other one out of the rocks. I can't remember what I used to do that one. Oh yeah, the 6900 XD. I've got a couple of those floating around. Have you tried the Wrecker add-on on your 6900 yet? No, it's actually really good. I'll show you later the proper way to hook up with it. If you don't hook up correctly, if you try to hook up from the front, you'll never pick anything up or go anywhere. You have to hook up from the rear. I have used that thing for all kinds of stuff. You got to remember, the front end of a vehicle where the engine is at is the heavy end. So you don't want to pick the heavy end up off the ground. Pick the light end up. Unless it's the 420. Yeah, the 420, the engine's in the rear. The guy that mentioned it didn't say anything other than it was junk and not to waste the money. We get up here to the pavement, I'll bring Morning back around. I mean, when you think about it, you see a semi-truck getting towed down the road, they're usually towing it with the back end of the vehicle up in the air. That's why it's so great to pull up behind one being towed when you got your passengers sleeping, because you just start screaming and honking the horn and they wake up in a panic because they think you're about to hit a semi head on. Can't stay too long. Amanda Amazing is about to begin her stream. Yeah, you can't miss that. Way more than the other fella. Well, when you got more time to stick around a little longer and stuff, I'll give a little demonstration. How to give someone a heart attack 101? Yeah. Alright, let's wrong button. We want this one. Time of day. Oh yeah, no problem, man. Tell Amanda Amazing that I said hello. She's still streaming when I get done. Perhaps I'll pop in and say hi real quick. I'm usually going to bed about 9:30 at night, so we'll see if I got some time when I get done here. Maybe I'll pop in and say hi myself. Oh, all-wheel drive. Haha, I don't need that up here. Now I should have plenty of fuel to get around in my fuel trailer. This is a new game plus in one aspect of the game only. Set up to pay for fuel. And that was because they tricked me. When I first got it, they tricked me. Famous last words. Gonna go watch some tornado stuff? Alright. Enjoy your tornado stuff. Everybody likes a good twister now and again. Unless you're stuck in the middle of it. Which map is this? This is Season 16. This is the most recent release. All the way at the tail end. If you said you bought all 5-year passes, right? So it should be the last season that you have available. Washington. Yep, this will be the last one that you have available right now, Season 16. Five seasons past 4 years, 16 seasons, and a partridge in a pear tree. So confusing. You know, it's like the redneck 12 Days of Christmas. $12 pack of Bud, 11 ration tickets, can of Copenhagen, 9 years probation, 8 table dances, 7 packs of Red Man, 6 cans of Spam, 5 flannel shirts, 4 Big Red tires, 3 shotgun shells, 2 hunting dogs, and some parts to Mustang GT. This FLD is another really good truck. It came with your 6900. And if you're enjoying the spine tingling on the edge of your seat stream action, smash the like button and hit the subscribe button. And the notification bell. Thank you, Steel. Appreciate you throwing that out there. So I'm going to try to catch some of Sam's usual evening antics on video tonight if I can. FLD is about to go to Island Lake because an Azov and a Tuz 420 and a Western 6900 isn't enough down there. Alright, back in business, Underground Path. Thank you for your help. With the tunnel restored, our logistics are on track again. Kudos to you for stabilizing our schedule. And here's a little bonus for your trouble. 4,910 XP, 56,400 cash. Makes that Michigan money look like chump change. Well, yeah, they cleared that mess up, but they still have a rail car stuck in the tunnel. That doesn't do anybody any good. All right. Well, we're not set up for the buoys currently. What do they call on the left bank? Left bank of what? Uh-huh. I would imagine those are somewhere else. What do we got here? U.S. Forest Service has 5 more to go. Northwest Heritage has 2 more to go. Yeah, Michigan's a little light on funds. Yep. A little over 300 grand if you do everything and sell every trailer and do all your contests 5 times. And 2 there. So we got a total of 9 more contracts to do. Plus the contest and whatever tasks are left in Mountain River. Or the River Mount. Selton River Mountains. Okay. So the buoys. Let's go to global map here. Salt River Mountains. Where is my 6900? This is going to be tricky to get out of. Probably harder to get out of than it was to get into. I guess if I would have turned the all-wheel drive on, that'd make it a little easier, wouldn't it? Oh, a little helpful. Yeah, all-wheel drive. Who needs all-wheel drive? Yeah, we'll use, I got a truck over here on the other side of the gateway I can use for an example. It's closer than driving all the way over to the other end. Wrong button. Yeah, I'll show you how it operates, working both from the, trying to get it from the front and from the back. Get her in there. Pack her up. See, now this isn't that heavy of a truck, but you can see how it kind of lifted the front end of this Western Star up a little bit. So then when you try driving it, it lightens the front end because you got all the weight on the back of the truck. So Then we set her on down. We'll unpack, and just because it's easier to get it back off, I'll drive this back off of there. Wrong one. Pack her up. Now it does have an anchor, so when you're like loading and unloading, you really should put the anchor down. But see, that doesn't lift the front end of the truck up that high at all. Even when I take the anchors off. But yeah, it works great. You just have to tow from the back. Yeah. But I need to drop this step back down here because I need this truck to take that trailer back. Oh yeah, you're welcome, man. Happy to do it. But even with the heavier trucks, because there's some trucks that are a lot heavier, and the heavier trucks works the same way. All right, Steel, you have a good evening. And like I say, I'll try to pop into Amanda Mazing's stream here after I get done. We're just gonna put this guy back in the garage for right now. All right. I think let's pull that contract up here. Forest Service in search of buoys. Metal detector is recommended. So there was an incident During our data buoy delivery, the trailer got overturned and water carried the cargo away. We won't be able to find it without special equipment. And a hands-on search would take too much time. Could you help us get the buoys back? So you not only have to find them, you have to install them. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Okay, check by the left bank is right there. Okay, well. So Buddy doesn't take a... Oh, yes, it does take a crane, doesn't it? Yes, no? I can't remember. He does take the metal detector. Because what I need is another vehicle to load those in afterwards. So... we're going to set this guy up. Wait, what saddle do I have on it? Low saddle, okay. So he will be our go-get-it truck. And garage, truck storage. What about Bill? Does he take the metal detector? Doesn't look like it. This guy does. We'll throw the metal detector on the old Brigadier here. But it kind of looks like you should have something on there with it, but I mean, you can put the flatbed on there with it. Sideboard bed. There we go. Oh, hold on. Where are we cutting off at? All right. Whoa, whoa! Guardrail. We have not done any in-cab driving today. Got to get a little of that in. slow the wheel spin down a little bit. All the rocks over in my lane. Now this mud here is pretty thick, so I ain't even gonna try it without it. I know, that's pretty gutsy hitting one of them bridges from in cab. Alright. This is going to be the gutsy part, doing this from in cab. Look at that, we made it. Where's the, not till way up here. Ooh, hold on. Wrong button. I can't see what's in front of me. Yeah. Definitely did not want to go that way. Straight ahead would have been bad. Pretty sure this is just a starting point for where you're supposed to start looking. Alright, well, let's just install the first one there, but you gotta have it to install it. Ah. Okay. Gotcha, dude. Now, did driving here make all of them show up, or just the one? Just the one. But it also looks like I can get away with a sideboard bed and not... need the trailer. But I don't know if I can do a sideboard bed with the crane. But we're going to go find out. Nope, no sideboards with the crane. So we're going to have to swap them out. What time we looking at? 6 a.m. Oh, and our first buoy is located there. So we're going to come up here. This was always fun. Been down here a couple times. Always a good time. Always a good time. Now, I'm just assuming that it will fit in a 2-slot sideboard bed. I could get all the way there and find that I actually need a full-size trailer. Nick Witzer. Hello. Oop, tagged it that time. What's good? No flips so far. That's pretty good. Do I use mods? Very rarely. Most of the only mods I use are like, I've got some modded trailers that I use. And those are mainly like a 6-slot trailer that carries 200 spare parts on it. You know, nothing over the top. I do have a couple of modded trucks that I use occasionally, but they tend to not be something that I use all the time. Goody, my foot gets to help hold his bone so he can chew on it. He has never accidentally nipped my foot while chewing on a bone, leaning on my foot. Really? I hate this part. This is the worst. The mud here is just terrible. Not exactly the result I was hoping for. Well, I should be able to get it loaded from here anyhow. Alright, get back up here to the main road, then we'll plot out where we're headed. Okay. It's got to go on that island. So we're going to want to follow the road. We will get this one delivered, and then we will call it a stream after we get this one delivered, and we'll be ready for the next ones. Hey, back to my old shenanigans. Starting the truck, or turning off the brake, and then starting the truck. This is definitely a task, though, that is best suited for co-op play. Just so you can have one guy driving around with a metal detector and the other guy driving the truck with the crane. I'm not real sure that the Western Star tires are the best tires for this truck, though. That's the ones I have installed, but I'm not positive that they're the best ones for it. That's where one of the contests are. Stage complete. Okay, well, that's the one I just dropped off floating out there. Well, there's River Junction. Is that the buoy way over here? All right, well, that'll be our next one when we come back, guys. Got to pick it up all the way over there. It's actually not too bad of a drive because we can pop back to the garage to get it. So, with that, like I said, we're going to go ahead and end the stream there. And if you liked what you see, please hit that like button. And if you really like what you see, feel free to share, comment, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when I go live. And tomorrow night will be some more Snowrunner. And don't forget, if you're a member of my Discord, to sign up for the raffle, where we will be streaming your game save for 2.5 hours on Saturday afternoon. And with that, I'd like to say thank you, and we will see you next time.